Is Plateau State Muslim dominated or Christian dominated?
Now, for it to be that in Plateau State we have more of Christians being killed, I believe is as a result of them being more in the state. Just as if you come down to Zamfara and Katsina, you have more of Muslims being massacred and being killed in such situations.
I heard that there are certain areas Muslims can't go to in Jos, and there are certain areas Christians can't go to. Insecurity has been an issue of major concern in Nigeria. Thus, the United States decided that they were going to come into Nigeria guns a-blazing to save the Christian population. With me, I'm joined by Mr. Ismail, who is an indigene of Plateau, to give us some perspective of what is truly happening. Over to you, Mr. Ismail. What do you make of the entire thing that is happening?
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Mr. Jamil. And I think the issue that has been happening in Plateau State, from my own perspective and my own opinion, this whole issue of insecurity in Plateau State started earlier in 2001 in Plateau State, where you had the crisis issue that we had a lot of casualties. And the casualties, the death rate, from statistics showed we had over 1,000 people that died within that period. And that particular issue started from a communal issue. It was a communal issue, then it's went straight forward to being a political issue, and it graduated to becoming a religious issue. And we all know a religious issue in our country, Nigeria, it's a serious and very sensitive issue. So I believe, as I said earlier, from a communal issue to a political issue. Now, the political issue must have pushed it forward to become what it is, for them to be able to have more say and for them to be able to have more control in the state.
Is Plateau State Muslim dominated or Christian dominated?
I would say Plateau State is a Christian dominated state.
So how is it conceivable that Christians are being massacred in their own states when they are the majority?
Okay, fine. So, we had, in Plateau State, we do have issues of banditry, just as we have it cutting across the country, from Benue, Plateau, Zamfara, Katsina, and every other state in the nation that are facing this same issue. Now, for it to be that in Plateau State we have more of Christians being killed, I believe is as a result of them being more in the state. Just as if you come down to Zamfara and Katsina, you have more of Muslims being massacred and being killed in such situations.
So it's not an issue of communities fighting communities?
At some point, we had issues of communities fighting communities. But as it is now, it's just as a problem as every other country, every other state in Nigeria, every other state are facing banditry issues. So it's same applied to that of Plateau.
I heard that there are certain areas Muslims can't go to in Jos, and there are certain areas Christians can't go to.
So I would want to say, to some extent, it depends on your experience as a person. Me as a Muslim in Plateau State, I do go to anywhere I want to go to freely and confidently. I have that, some people would say it's because I'm an indigene, but I would say it's because I have the experience. I know that of Plateau, and I've never had the experience. So based on my own experience, I can't give you a judgment saying there's a place where Muslims can go and Christians can't go. But if you go to Plateau as it is now, there are places where it's been dominated by Christians, and there are places which is being dominated by Muslims. Yes.
There's something that strikes me. I understand that Plateau is a mixture of Muslims and Christians. I've heard that some families would have both Muslims and Christians. So if this is the case, where you have a family that has both Muslims and Christians, and then there are inter-communal clashes or inter-family or inter-religious crisis or ethno-religious crisis, how is it possible for the family to remain a unit?
I'm a very good example of that. My mother is the only Muslim in her family, and from my father's side, his father is a Muslim and his immediate younger brother is a Christian. And we still have that unity within the family. So I feel this issue is something where we lack awareness to some extent. There are some group of people that actually lack awareness, that actually lack the knowledge of unity and lack the knowledge of understanding. I always say humanity first. I have a friend, he's in the military and he's a Christian, and we're in good relationship. We speak about the problems in Plateau State.
Is he from Plateau too?
Yes, he's from Plateau. He's a Biron man. We speak about the problems in Plateau State. We speak about how we can change this narrative, how we can make the world see Plateau as a better place, how we can make the world understand the peace and tourism as our slogan is not just for saying sick. And I would want to cast our minds back to 2018, where there was a crisis in Bariki Ladi, and Imam Abdullahi Abu Bakr actually helped over 260 something Muslims and Christians into the mosques to save them. So I believe if we have a lot of awareness and we understand these things better and we allow humanity to lead us first than our personal interests and our political interests, I'm very sure Plateau will be a better place.
So are you saying that what is happening, that Christians are being killed, is not true?
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying Christians are being killed, but at the same time, Muslims are being killed.
Okay, so let's give the worst case scenario. The United States have threatened to come into Nigeria, guns are blazing, in order to kill the terrorists. Are you against that?
I'm not against that. Peace is something each and every country wants. Though you can't completely eliminate terrorism, you can't completely eliminate crimes because they are also needed to some extent to help the economy move. But all we're saying is we want it as low as possible. We want it to be as low as if it doesn't even exist. So if the United States are coming to help Nigeria, it's a good thing. Nigeria has also helped countries like Liberia, countries like Sudan, countries like Mali and the rest. We've gone there to actually help with security challenges and security issues. But it's painful that at our own time where we need it the most, we can't actually put in that same effort we've put in other countries. And that brings me to saying the United States should come in a better phase and in a better condition, in a better space, in the sense that they should come in, let's have a kind of conversation on how to go about these things. But if they say they are coming guns are blazing, Nigeria is a very sensitive state when it comes to religious issue. And if they're coming in to save the Christians, then I promise you it's going to be terrible, because the Muslims will feel they are not as important as the Christians. And as such, it might bring up a lot of crises that we don't want.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.